Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the How to Move to Los Cabos video series. The online series where I get to teach you everything you need to know about how to make a successful and easy move down to our beautiful Los Cabos, Mexico. On this episode, I'm going to be teaching you some tips on how to find a good broker, a good agent, and how to avoid possible bad agents and brokers down in here in Los Cabos. I'm also going to be giving you some tips on how to avoid some of the common scams that might happen down here on the real estate industry. My name is Ari Westwood. I was born and raised down here in Los Cabos. I am your trusted real estate advisor and the manager of the Cabo San Lucas Baja Properties office. Baja Properties was the first real estate company down here in Los Cabos, so you can rest assured that all of this information is going to be extremely beneficial for you guys on your move down to our beautiful Los Cabos. This video is not a standalone video. We have a lot of them coming up on our video series on how to move to Los Cabos. So don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe and notification bell below so you can stay up to date on all of our latest information. Well, let's get to it. Let's talk about agents and the real estate industry down here in Los Cabos. And the first thing that you need to know is that just like in the United States and in Canada, the real estate industry runs a lot on commissions. So basically, sellers and buying agents are going to be helping you guys being able to sell or buy your properties, and we get paid whenever that property sells or you buy it by commission. This means that good brokers are always thinking about how can we find the best property for you so we can get paid, and good sellers are always thinking how can I sell this property the best we can for this seller so we can get paid. That's just the nature of the industry. But that means that there's going to be a lot of agents down here that are not going to be thinking about you first. They're going to be thinking, I want this commission. And this is not something that is exclusive to Los Cabos. This is something that happens pretty much in every market where there's luxury real estate and pretty much any market overall. It's a commission-driven industry. So just to watch out, you want to always be thinking about the nature of the industry. You want to be talking to this agent knowing that he will be getting paid whenever this transaction happens. So ask him certain questions to be able to make sure that he's going to be the right person for you. You want to ask things about the brokerage to be able to know that there's somebody that's reputable behind them if you're not talking to the broker directly. If you're talking to this real estate agent, ask him certain questions such as, what brokerage do you work for? What's the history of your brokerage? How long has that brokerage been around? Is your brokerage a part of the larger MLS that everybody's using down here? What is the history of your broker? The person that actually started this brokerage and is going to be giving the face to the transaction if anything can go wrong. Ask him about his personal history in the industry. Ask him, hey, how long have you been in real estate? Are you a licensed real estate member? Do you have your license to be selling real estate down here in Los Cabos? You need to do some exams to get your license to be able to sell some real estate down here in Los Cabos. Ask him that. Hey man, how long have you been selling real estate? Are you licensed? Do you how many transactions have you been a part of? What are the main areas that you usually make transactions in? You know, this is going to be an important relationship that you're building. So you want to make sure that you're asking the questions that are going to make you feel like you can trust this guy. And when you're asking things about the brokerage, for example, I can give you the answer that Baja Properties was the first real estate company down here in Los Cabos, and that the owner and broker of Baja Properties is called Michael Scheibel. He is the founder pretty much of Los Cabos Real Estate with a couple of other guys, and he basically founded the multiple listing service, the MLS, and he's still up to this date. He keeps getting elected to be the president of this very important association down here that helps police and set the rules for the real estate market down here so everybody is nice and safe and that the market operates as close as it can to something like in the United States or in Canada. So these are some of the questions that you're going to want to ask people that are possibly going to be helping you out with your transaction to make sure that it's a good brokerage. I really need to give you some advice on the sense that since Los Cabos became a very popular destination and we start having a ton of really cool real estate down here, lots of flashy new brokerages have been starting to hit town. Basically, brokerages that would come from mainland Mexico brokerages that come from outside of Mexico that are starting to set up shop here. And some of them are incredible with incredible resources, really good developers, and just overall they're good people. But there's a couple of them that have really flashy marketing that you're going to watch out for. Flashy marketing does not equal good service during your real estate transaction. So whenever you're talking to that person, if he seems like he's too much of a salesperson going on, remember that this is not about finding a real estate tour agent who's just going to show you some properties and having a good time with you. This is about finding an agent that's going to help you navigate this transaction, get you the best deal possible, get you into that community that's going to be the best fit for you, and overall that is thinking of you first. So it's an industry that requires trust. Do your homework. That's all I'm saying. Real estate is a big transaction for most people. For a lot of people, it's not only an investment, it is also the beginning of a new chapter in their life. So you don't want to taint it with a bad experience at the beginning. Los Cabos is an incredible destination. There's just tons of really cool things to do down here, and we really want you to start living the Cabo life as soon as possible and have a good transaction to be able to start it off on a good foot. Some of the common scams that happen down here are usually going to be by people that are actually not part of really good brokerages. They're going to be looking primarily to do things such as getting your funds into something that might not be an escrow account. So always watch out for things that involve putting funds into places that are non-escrow. During a transaction, you want to make sure that your funds are sitting in that escrow account, and until you receive your keys, those funds get released. And at any given point, those funds are still right there. So always make sure that if an agent comes up to you and they're like, oh man, I know this one property, you can get it for super cheap, but you got to deposit the money directly into the seller's account. It's just a formality because it's going to be faster, whatever it is, don't do it. You need escrows. That's just the way that the market operates with safety. Another common scam that happens down here is going to be people asking to be paid in cash. They're going to be like, hey, you know what? This property is really, really cool, but tons of people are looking at it and the seller wants some cash. So if you can actually make the payment in cash, that would be way better. And I can guarantee that it's going to be your property. Just start giving me a little bit of money first and I can get the property out of the market. Anything that starts involving making fast deposits into places that are non-escrow, dealing with cash in transactions is usually going to be a big no-go. Another common scam that happens down here is actually people that start pushing you towards pre-construction developments. Pre-construction is an incredible way of being able to make some extra capital when you're investing down here, when you're working with certain developers that have proven track records of building really cool developments. If a developer has a proven track record and you know that his financing is set, he's definitely going to be able to build this thing. And he's going to deliver it on time. You're going to get it on time and you're going to be able to get your keys. And by the time that you get the keys, it's already appreciated. Then that's a great investment. But if somebody is a seller that's constantly saying, hey, this condo development is super cool, it's super cheap, you're going to be able to get it in here right now, and by the time that you get your keys, you're going to be able to sell it and double it, triple it. As soon as somebody starts talking about making fast money, watch out. It's usually not going to be a good sign. The next thing about it is that you want to make sure that when you're doing a pre-construction investment, ask them if your funds are going into an escrow account. I know I sound like a broken record talking about escrow, but it's just so important. Sometimes beginner developers are funding the build with these initial deposits, and if anything happens in the economy, if materials prices go up, sometimes these developments might not get finished. That's the nature of pre-construction. There is some risk that goes into it, but it's not a risk that you have to go through if you are working with a trusted agent and a trusted developer. So just watch out for anything that looks too good to be true. It's a general rule anywhere that you are, not just here in Los Cabos, but in the world. You need to rely on your broker. They're the ones that know the market. They're the ones that have the connections down here. So I know it can be hard sometimes when you're talking to that friend who just became a real estate agent and you want to help them out with their first transaction. Maybe you tell them, hey, you know what? Why don't you sell my house? Hey, you know what? Why don't you help me buy this condo or home that I want to get down there in Cabo? This is a real estate transaction. This is an important transaction in your life. You want to be working with a professional that has experience, that's going to be able to help you negotiate that property on your behalf, to be able to get that at the best prices possible, to be able to sell that property at the best price for you. You don't want to be dealing with somebody that's just going to be giving you a nice tour and you're going to be enjoying their company. Ideally, a good broker, a good agent is still going to be a really cool person to be having a good time with. But the main thing is going to be experience and a proven track record. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that I gave you a bunch of information and that this video, it's a little bit more on the darker side than every other video that I have made. But it's an important thing to mention that since we're working on commissions, some of these agents are not going to be having your best intentions in mind. So don't let this taint your whole experience down here. Most people in the industry are great people, and I am so proud of how it just keeps on developing and becoming a better industry year after year with more professional brokerages, more professional agents, really good people at marketing, and just overall, I am very impressed at how the people in the industry just keep on getting better. But there are a couple sharks in the water, so you just gotta watch out. Talking to people in the industry, talking to your friends down here in Cabo, we'll be able to usually point out these brokerages because most of the time, since Los Cabos is a small place, they will get burned fast. So that's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna talk bad about any particular brokers, not gonna talk bad about any particular agents. That is not something that I do. All I say is watch out and find the ones that are going to help you out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, or if you want me to make any particular videos for you guys on a particular topic, go ahead and comment down below or go ahead and message me. My information is down in the description below. And again, this video is not a standalone video. It's part of a longer video series called the How to Move to Los Cabos series. And you're not going to want to miss out on any of the new videos that are going to be coming up. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on any of the upcoming videos that we're making for you guys. And last but not least, if you are ready to make your move down here, if you are ready to make Los Cabos a significantly larger part of your life, and start telling everybody back at home that you now have a place in Cabo, that you're spending tons of time out there in the sunshine and enjoying the beautiful Mexican coastline, go ahead and message me. We can start you on your path. I can start sending you some properties, give you some advice, more detailed advice, and we will help you find that perfect piece of property for you. Because the most exciting day is always the day when I finally get a chance to give you the keys to that perfect condo or home that's going to be perfect for you and the place that you really, really want down here in Los Cabos, Mexico. I hope you have a fantastic day.